The cartoon takes us back in time to the famous Kingdom of Gabe, where brave knights once protected the people from all dangers. But the knights have been kicked out of the country for a long time, and now the people have to live under a harsh government. It is against the law to inay. In the middle of all this chaos, we meet Justin, a young man who wants to be a knight like his grandpa was. But Justin's father, who is an important lawyer in the kingdom, has other plans for his son. He wants Justin to become a lawyer too, just like him. Justin goes against what his father wants because he wants to become a hero, which is his dream. You are going to law school, and that's that. When he goes to see his grandma, who has always been there for him, he finds a key that helps him figure out a puzzle. His grandma tells him that the key will take him to the Tower of Wisdom, where he can learn to be a knight like his grandpa. A group of vicious crooks has broken into the royal jail, set all the inmates free, and offered them money and gold to join their bad gang. In the middle of all this chaos, Justin Seek found comfort in the arms of the woman he loved. But to Justin's disappointment, she doesn't seem to care about his travels and barely notices him when he leaves to become a hero and show his worth and follow his dreams. Justin writes a letter to his father in which he says that, despite what his father wants, he wants to become a knight. As Justin goes through places he doesn't know, he ends up in a busy bar where he meets Talia, a fiery waitress with a good heart. Justin meets Melz, a strange wizard who, at first reluctantly, offers to help him find the Tower of Wisdom. Justin knows that he has to trust Melz and his plan if he wants to get where he wants to go. Justin's journey to become a knight isn't over yet, because he has to deal with another problem. He goes through dangerous places and gets past problems to finally reach his goal, a castle that is hard to find. Justin is met by a leg when he rings the bell. Ander is an old man who knows that the great knight Roland owns Justin's key. Then, Justin is asked to come into the castle, where he meets two other old men, Brew and Blutcher, who are the castle guards. Bloker puts Justin to the test, and it doesn't take him long to see that Justin's skills aren't very good. But that doesn't mean you have to like it. But with Bro's help and faith in Justin's talent, you might. But Legander is still not sure about Justin's skills because he thinks he is too young and untrained. Justin knows he has to work twice as hard if he wants to prove himself to Legander and become a knight like his grandfather. The next morning, Justin was even more determined to follow his dream and become a knight. He worked out all the time because he wanted to be the best. Justin's skills got better and he became more sure of himself as the days went by. One day, Blue took Justin to an area of the castle where statues of the bravest knights in the country stood tall. Justin was amazed by the brave statues, but he also noticed that one of them was gone. Blutcher said that on the night in question, Hera had been kicked out of the knights for killing the famous Roland with a key that his grandmother had given him, which made him a traitor. Just quickly opened Roland's safe deposit box, hoping to find his grandfather's famous, but to his sadness, he couldn't find the sword anywhere. When Bloker heard that Justin's search had come up empty, he told a shocking story from the kingdom's past. Bloker told the story of how a group of bad guys once attacked the kingdom of Gabe and how the heroes fought bravely to protect their home. But things went wrong when the king was killed in battle. Justin's father couldn't ignore how bad things were in the kingdom, so he gave up his dream of becoming a knight and became a lawyer to help the queen run the kingdom. Over time, Justin's father made a lot of changes, such as making it illegal for knights to work in the country. But Hera was very against this rule and got his followers together to get rid of the queen. When Roland saw this betrayal, he stood up bravely to protect the queen. In the fight that followed, he and Hera, Cleo fought swords. But in the end, Roland was killed by his own weapon because he cared about his opponent. Hera took Roland's sword with him when he left the kingdom, and he has kept it ever since. Hera was hiding in a secret place and coming up with a bad plan to let the most dangerous criminals in the kingdom go free. He would then use them as his army to try to take over the kingdom. But he knew that he needed more troops and money to make his plan work. The guys working for Hera had a plan to get the much-needed cash, but it was a dangerous heist. When Legander and his friends heard about Heracleo's evil plan, they were very worried about the safety of the land. A veteran fighter stepped up and offered to fight Hera, but Legander said that Blutcher was too old to fight, so the idea was shot down. Justin was too young. The day of Justin's final test had come, and he was ready to show that he was a good student. But instead of a dragon, he ran into Gustav, a winged crocodile who was armed with a flamethrower and controlled by Bro's high-tech remote. The goal was to hit a mark on Gustav's body, but the crocodile was a tough rival. A Brew almost hit Justin with fire that he was throwing at him. Still, Justin kept trying, and even though he broke the remote, he was able to control Gustav. In a brave move, Justin got on Gustav's back and dodged the fires until he hit the goal. Yes, Gustav was brought under control, but Justin's bravery cost him a lot when he fell and hurt himself badly. Justin was in trouble, but Leg and Tyr helped him out and saved him. Oh, I'm so glad. But the event made Leg and Tyr wonder if Justin was strong enough to become a hero. So, he suggested that Justin go home and talk to his dad. Blocker still believed in Justin's promise, even after this loss, and gave him his sword before they split ways. On his way home, Justin stopped by to see Talia at a nearby restaurant. He told her that he had failed to become a knight. He ran into Clorox, a man who called himself a freelancer. But their meeting was cut short when the restaurant's employees were rude to Talia. Since Justin was a gentleman, he couldn't just stand by and watch. He stood up for Talia and fought off her enemies until they left. His courage was noticed, and Talia was so thankful that she quit her job at the eatery. Feeling like a loser, Justin thought he didn't have a purpose in life and was afraid to let Laura down, which he did when he didn't become a hero. He felt like such a loser that he even thought about not going to her birthday party. Talia told him not to give up and offered to go back with him. Even though Justin wasn't sure, he and Talia made it to Laura's birthday party, where they found her with Clorox. As the party went on, Heracleo's goon crashed it, kidnapped Laura, and asked for a lot of money. Justin tried to fight them off, but they were too strong for him, and he got hurt in the process. Just when it looked like all was lost, Clorox came out and scared the attackers away, but they didn't know that he was a fake. After Justin was hurt during the attack on Laura's birthday party, his father took him home. At the same time, Laura was upset at the idea of being held for just 10,000 gold coins. She thought that her father would pay anything, even 1,000,000 gold coins, to get her back. Cloric came up with a plan to get Laura to safety after seeing how upset she was. In the meantime, Justin was ready to do what his father wanted and get a job. But his plans changed when Talia told him that Laura had been taken. Even though his father didn't want him to, Justin was determined to save her. In the end, his father gave in and let them go with Milky OS as their guide. Justin and Talia set out to find and save Laura. Their search took them to Hera Leo's office, where Laura was being held prisoner. Inside, they saw Cloric trying to make a deal with Hera to get Laura out of jail. When their secret was found out, Hera Leo's men fought fiercely. Natalia, give up, you wimp. You're not the one to blame for his dad, even though the numbers were against him. Blucher and Gustav arrived just in time to change the tide of the fight. Gustav's skilled fighting made Hera's men run away while Blocher went after Horatio and got Rustiness. I won't give Rust what was best. I'll leave it here. Blucher tried hard, but Hera was too strong for him, and the fight left him badly hurt. While that was happening, Talia easily beat Clorox, and Justin was having a hard time with Hera. Even though Heraclea was strong, Justin's hard training paid off, and he was able to stand his ground and even corner his opponent. Hera, on the other hand, cheated during the fight. Still, Justin didn't give up. He kept fighting until he finally pushed Hera into a corner, in the process of getting Roland's sword back. But Justin's win was sad because he found out that Blocker was so badly hurt that he was close to dying. Justin was heartbroken by the thought that his friend might not live. Blotcher's was in trouble, but Mel's came to the help and saved it. After a lot of waiting, the royal hall was full of people who were there to see Justin become a knight. As soon as Justin walked in, everyone there gave him a warm welcome. The queen then signed overturning the ban on knights in the kingdom, and Justin's father, who was the queen's lawyer, had to sign next. He worried about his son's safety, but he realized that Justin was now an adult who could make his own decisions about that. In front of everyone, Justin's father signed the paper. The queen then took an oath and formally joined Justin, which made everyone in the room cheer. People cheer and applaud. Meanwhile, Justin didn't waste any time and went straight to Talia to tell her how he felt. Whole planet, pop. As the cartoon came to an end, the camera moved to the Room of Heroes, where a statue of Justin stood proudly among other knight figures. The strong lesson was that you have to keep trying and work hard to make your dreams come true.